Hello everybody, my name is Doji or Meso5, and I'm going to be telling you about how and why I made Lebron Clicker. Not only that, I'm also going to be telling you about how much money the game made, so I'll be going through all the revenue sources from developer products to game passes and premium payouts. So with that, I'm going to include timestamps below on the video if you'd like to skip to that directly, or other things I will be discussing like the how I made the game, the why I made the game, and all in between. So check the timestamps if there's something specific you'd like to see. So first of all, I'm going to be going over the why I made the game. I joined Roblox mid-2013, and at the time I was only 8 years old, but ever since then and since I was a kid, I've wanted to make games and I've wanted to be a content creator, make YouTube videos, which is why I'm making this video today. But in that time, I've made well over 600 projects in Roblox Studio. And of course, I didn't release 99% of those properly, so I didn't really know what I was doing, but I was trying, you know. It was only the last couple years that I really started to advertise and try to understand releasing a game and making money from it. So I did that, and the first game I released was actually similar to LeBron, but it was Crab Clicker, which is actually what you know today as Lebron Clicker. I just simply had it as crabs before because I thought that was funny. And whenever the sunshine meme came out about LeBron, I changed the theme to be that because I thought it was funnier. And the rest is history, you know. But I advertised Lebron Clicker, and it was the first time I had advertised a game, so I didn't know what I was doing. So I spent about $40 advertising the game over the course of 2 months. From April to 2 months after that, about. And in that time, I spent about $40. The game reached about 9,000 visits. And then after that 2-month period, I had made about 11,000 Robux. And I threw that all back in advertising immediately. And then as soon as I did that, the following days, the game just grew and grew and grew. And since then, I haven't done any advertising. It's just been all luck and algorithm. But there was a lot of challenges in that time, and at sometimes I thought I was gonna lose all my money. It was a scary thing releasing a game and actually profiting from it. But Lebron Clicker, it has been my sunshine, you know. My heart and soul went into very little here, but I did actually spend a lot of time trying to build this silly map, even though it's 99% free assets. So at least it goes to show that you can make money and make successful Roblox games without much scripting experience or building experience or anything. So if you're trying to make games, I recommend you just go ahead and try. Because I never thought Lebron Clicker would do well, but you see where we are now at over 2 million visits. There's a few hundred people playing today. There's been upwards of almost 1,000 the last couple days. Now I'll go over how I made the game and show you what that process was like, even though I don't do any coding at all, and I made the game at the start 100% by myself. You can make fun of me here for this, but I used a plugin called Simulator Generator that a lot of people know about, and it'll basically make a clicker game for you. So this plugin right here by Luca the Boy, this is what I used to make Lebron Clicker. I just hit that, pick the clicker option, 100 monetization, 7 areas, and we had our game. This was what Lebron Clicker started off as. But of course, this doesn't look like Lebron Clicker. Like I said, I did try to put some effort into the game, despite knowing it was basically a lot of it made for me by this plugin. So you can see I redid the UI a lot. If I can hide this join frame, I made this entire map myself out of, like I said, mostly free assets that you can find in the toolbox or online. So it looks vastly different, but this is how it started. This is already a playable game. Seemingly little bugs. You click, get money, buy pets, get more money, buy new zones, and that's mostly it. This is Lebron Clicker, as you can tell if you've played the game. And that's how I made the game at the start. It was just this little bit of nothing, and I tried to improve it slightly. But with that, there were, like I said, I changed this UI. I think it's a little bit better. I made my own map. I made over 300 pets with images of LeBron. So even though it's not high quality, I agree with many people, it's not. But I think it's funny, and for my first game, you know, it's not the worst thing out there. As the game started to grow a little bit, I have a couple friends that do code, so I paid them temporarily to make a few little features, like teleporting back to spawn here, maybe some settings, new gym purchases, I don't even know. So I paid those people for what little bit they did here, but this was mostly my game I made without any coding. And although I do a lot of modeling, I didn't do any of that for this because I just wanted to get a game done for once instead of constantly getting stuck at some point. And that's pretty much it. There were a lot of challenges that came with this though. Like after I released, the first day that I had like 100 players, I would update the game and then a bug would occur and like nobody could play. And then I was up all night long for like 3 different times after updating the game because I was afraid of bugs and problems, and it was super stressful. There was even one time where the thumbnail of the game got taken down because I tried to upload something that their moderation didn't like, which wasn't inappropriate at all, and it banned me for a day and took the thumbnail down. So for an entire day the game had no thumbnail up, and I thought it was gonna ruin everything. It didn't. Everything was fine, and now we're here. But at the time it was really scary. I thought I would stop making the money I was getting, which was probably like $10 a day or something little, maybe 20, but it ended up not mattering. So we have Lebron Clicker, you know. Finally, I'd like to go over the revenue the game made, so I'll show you everything here and there in between for that. The last few days it's been doing really well again. I've made 225,000 Robux in the last 3 days. It wasn't always like that, because if we go down here to daily revenue, it was just this last like week that it's really been doing decently well again. Before this, the game was fairly dead and holding just about 20 to 60 players max, sometimes even less than that. So this resurgence that you're seeing now is new. Like, I don't make 225,000 Robux every 3 days since release. Sometimes I was making like 10, 15,000 every 3 days. So it's not always this good, but I got lucky. The game's popping off again, so I'm making a little bit of money again. If we go to the last 90 days, some weekends that were pretty good, and then a lot of the time it was mostly dead. But this actually, this little bit of money actually does add up over time, so it's nice to have. If I can go back far enough, I could show you originally when the game was popular, because back then it made good money like it is now. Mid 2024, it was doing really well, just about the same as it is now. Maybe a little more consistent for a little bit longer, but it's only been a week since it's been popping off again, so maybe I'll see that same kind of consistency for a couple more days. Well over a month that it was doing pretty decently. I don't think it'll do that again. I think I've just gotten lucky. From developer products, overall developer products have made 1.9 million Robux. Game passes have made 841,000. Premium payouts have made 472,000. If we add up all these numbers, these are the premium payouts, game passes, premium payouts plus game passes plus developer products, 3.2 million Robux. So I've made 3.2 million Robux from Lebron Clicker. In US dollars, that's a little over 11,000, which is insane if you don't know much about how much money Roblox games makes. This may surprise you. I'm still making games today, and I do not make that kind of money very often. It takes a long time to build up much of anything. So Lebron Clicker is an outlier for me. It's made me a good bit of money, and I'm very happy about that. And I'll show you here just about how much of that I've exchanged for money. 664,000 plus 915 plus just recently 762. Which not all of that's, a lot of this 762,000 I recently exchanged was also from other games. So I've exchanged 2.3 million Robux for real money, or $8,000. The reason why I didn't take all of it is because I've kept a lot of Robux to advertise my other games, which cost a lot of money. I am missing quite a bit there, but it was worth it because I've been able to advertise all the other games I've made. But I'll show you here in the developer products, which are things you can buy multiple times. The top seller is this reasonably priced but good pet at spawn for 300 Robux. And then the second best is somehow this super cheap one. And then this one that's fairly cheap. And then this one's a little more expensive, but also at spawn, and it's up there. So on purpose, made these things the prices they are for people of all spending levels. If you have very little Robux or you have a lot, and they're all at spawn, so you're immediately aware of these things, which is what makes them purchased so many times. And later on I even added this one that cost 10,000 Robux, and somehow 9 people bought it, which is still insane to me. Pets that you can buy, the developer products, make a lot more money than the game passes, as you can see. Which honestly doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I feel like usually game passes should make more, but I guess people buy multiple of those pets, so it adds up to more. And of course, the more pets game pass is what I've sold the most, or made the most money from, and then double sunshine, and then somehow triple egg hatch. I guess people like opening eggs. And one thing about making Robux that a lot of people don't understand is that premium payouts are quite significant. Because premium payouts mean people don't have to spend any money on your game. They just have to have Roblox Premium and you get money. This is like $1,500. That's pretty significant since people didn't spend any money, you know? It just gave it to me. But that's about everything I wanted to discuss. Obviously, I won't be updating Lebron Clicker or V2, the second version of the game, because I made them a long time ago, and I'm trying to work on making better games now. But if there's anything I missed that you'd like to know about the game or the process of making the game or games in general, ask me in the comments. And other than that, I'd like to continue making YouTube videos, hopefully a little bit higher quality than this one eventually. And of course, I'm going to continue making games. So if you want to hear about revenue or the process of making some of the better games I've made, or just the other games I've made, like Fire Incremental is a game I made just a couple months ago and got just under 300,000 visits. I went through a lot of problems with this game, a lot of bugs and stuff. I made a second version of Lebron shortly a couple months after it was made, and this only got 129,000 visits. I made another clicker game quite a few months ago. This got just under 300,000 visits. And then I made this game, which is a sort of simulator, and it only got 50,000 visits. This is what I think is my best game, and yet it did the worst. So if you're interested in seeing a video going over the process of making a game or the revenue on these smaller games I've made, then let me know.